Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Ruth Mottershead. I'm the marketing director here at Little Greene, and today I'm going to talk to you from Paris Deco-Off in the showroom here about London Wallpapers V, our new and latest wallpaper collection in collaboration with English Heritage. For those of you that don't know, English Heritage exists to preserve and protect our historic properties and environment, and we work with them and we have access to their archives for every paper that we produce. So this is the first design, and this is Carlton House Terrace. It's from 1885, and this is the original design. So this is the document that we found in the archive, and originally it would have been green on yellow. So you can see it's aged a little bit in colour, but we take the old designs, we reinterpret them for the modern interior, and we recolour them. So in this case, you can see this is the first colourway, the blue plume, and we've used this in combination with the Hicks blue, as you can see here, and we have a pink chair here as well, just to pick out the hearts of the paper. So we've got the Mischief and the Orange Aurora. So the recommended colours for this design are the Hicks blue. You could use the Mischief as a pop of colour. And if you want something a little more neutral, why not pick out the Portland Stone here? And I've picked the Portland Stone Deep, which works really well in combination. The second colourway is the Pom Pom, and this is a grey. It's a more neutral colourway. It's based on Cool Arbor. It's a really nice warm grey, and I actually have this one in my own home, in my kitchen, and I've tied it in combination with the Lampblack, and it looks really, really sophisticated. The third colourway is the Valentine, something a little bit more feminine. It has a pinky undertone. We've used the Dorchester pink colours in this design. And again, we've picked out the heart of the peacock feather with the carmine. We've also included many greens in the collection because of the recent launch of the green collection. Obviously the green colours back in September last year. And this one we have based on the aquamarine mid. We've picked out the hearts here in the Hicks blue, so you could really combine Hicks blue very nicely, perhaps on the skirting board. You just need to use the darker colours in the right proportions. The last one is a slate, and this is based on the dark, cool, bluey grey, which is scree. And here we've used it with the chocolate colour as well. Okay. The second design is the Marlboro. This is from 1915, and this was originally found in Marlboro House, which was originally home to Queen Anne. So you can see here the original document, and you can see from our design that actually we've changed it very little, but we have brought the background colours up a little bit, so it balances the design. And we have done it in very simple colourways, so in this case the blue, the black with the white, and then the silver on top. And here you can see we've tied it really nicely in combination with the new sage and onions from the green collection. The sage and onions is here. Yeah.
First session on Instagram show it's like
yeah. Okay, so you can see how the sage and onions could be used. Perhaps you could use it on a wardrobe or a skirting board, just as a little bit of a pop of colour or a highlight. Okay, here we have the crystal colourway, and this is based on a warmer white, the hollyhock and the slate lime. And we've picked out the celestial blue here as well. We have some warmer tones, the yellows. Of course, we have some greys, very easy to use. Okay. We have more browny, beigey tones with a little yellow, a little stone pale cool here. And one of our favourite combinations, which is the Earl, and this is the green colourway. Again, to tie in very nicely with our green collection, it's based on the Borringdon green. You can also use the Ulla. And if you want a nice neutral to use on opposing walls, why not try the Pendula? The Borringdon green particularly works well on the woodwork. If you want something a little bit more traditional, why not go paler on the woodwork? Okay. The next design is the Bloodsworth. This is from 1863, and this design is the only design which wasn't found in London. It's found in South Yorkshire in Bloodsworth Hall. And this design is unique because it's still in situ today. So it can be found in both the library and the morning room in reverse colourways. So you can actually visit Bloodsworth Hall and go and see that one. Okay, you can see it's quite a lively design featuring these beautiful birds. And we've picked out the colours here as well, the reds, the pinks, the greens. And the combination of colours I've used here are carmine, which could be used as a pop of colour, something a little bit fun. The Royal Navy and the Theatre Red, just to add a little bit of drama. Or why not go a little bit tonal and add the marine blue on the woodwork. You can see here as well the way we've accessorised the shoot. We have used the pink chairs, which tie in nicely and bring out the colour in the wings. Next colourway is a little bit quieter, a little bit softer, more gentle, a bit warmer as well, and this is Consort. And again, you can see the Pall Mall colour, which we've picked out here, working really nicely in combination. The third colourway is the Triumph, based on grey. We all love grey. And here again, we've picked out the red, the yellow and the blue, but more softer tones. The next design is the Bedford Square, and this is from 1900. Again, found in London. This was the original, and you can see here we've kept it fairly similar to the design. However, we've taken out the claw here. So sometimes there's parts of the designs which we change a little bit just to make them easier to use, and in this case a bit more elegant. So here you can see the classic archive trail. And because we've only used two colours on this design, it's very easy and flexible to use. Okay, so we've used the puck here, which is the dark green, and it's on an acorn background. This is the porcelain, so classic blue and white combination. This is the pink colourway, which I particularly love, really elegant, very soft. And you can see here, you could use the hellebore or the blush, or you could use the china clay, again on opposing walls if you want something a little bit more neutral. We have the green, which is based on the colour Salix with the gold on top, and the black and gold as well there. Something a little bit more dramatic or a little bit more impact in a scheme, you could use this one.
This is metallic, is it?
This is metallic, yeah, so you can see the gold, gives it that little bit of reflective quality there as well. Okay, this is a special design. This is St James's Park. This is from 1940, but it actually was found as a fabric and probably a silk way before that time. So you can see here that this was actually a flock, so this would have been velvet here. And what's unique about this design is that it's a mural, so it's 3 times the size of a regular width of wallpaper, and it goes dark to light as well. So it's an ombre design, and you can see that here. This is a full drop of the design, dark to light. It's 3.25 metres high and 1.5 metres wide, and it works in 3 drops. Okay, and you can see here each panel is taken from this area of the design.
So you show the place which you take it off.
Sorry?
So you show the points.
Yeah, so you can see here is this here, the panel. Okay. In terms of colours to use in combination with this one, any of the gauze family would work really well in combination. It's a nice neutral, a classic blue and white combination. The juniper ash works particularly well, and we have that up here on the walls in our showroom. Maybe you can see the juniper ash over here. And then we have the woad as well. If you want something a little bit more brighter, a little bit more fun, a little bit more lively, try the woad and the skirting. And the woodwork and the doors. Okay, we also have the gold, so we have the suede fade, we call this. And we call it suede fade because it looks like suede. That sort of brushing you get with suede when you brush it back and it goes from dark to light. And you can see we've kept the texture in the background here as well, which gives it that really nice sort of fabric-y look, really. It is a digitally printed paper, so it's flatter, but it's very, very matte in its look. Okay, we have a pink version. This is the cherry fade. And you can tie this in nicely with many of the pinks, including the Cordoba, the Carmine, and any of the Daughters to Pink family as well. So a nice warm pinky tone. And lastly, for the St. James's Park, we have the teal fade as well. Really on trend at the moment, particularly as it's based on the Harley green. So this really sort of dark bluey green. Very, very nice teal colour. And you can see it goes from very dark teal to quite a mid-strength green really at the top there. Okay, this is Wilton. This is from 1760 and this is a classic damask. It sits on the regular 52 centimetres wide. It's surface printed and this would have been a mock flock, so it was made to look like a flock. And you can see because the way that it's been surface printed, it gives this painterly effect. And you can see the texture here, it's the reticulation we call it, and you can really feel that as well. You can feel the quality of the paint on the paper. It's two colour, so although it's a dramatic design, it's very easy to use. Here we have a pink combination, something a little more gentle. We have the neutral colourways as well. Whites, which work really well. The tusks with the Portland stones. Something a little more yellow, a bit warmer. If you want some green drama, this is a favourite, and this is the Wilton and the Marl colourway. And here you can see we've got a background of livid with the pattern on the top in the Borrington green, which works really well. And why not try the Lampblack on the woodwork and the doors if you're feeling adventurous. Lastly, for this design, we have the Sovereign, and you can see this is a really lovely shimmering metallic gold effect on the deep space blue, so that's a really powerful blue as well. Perfect for a hallway. Okay. The next is Lansdowne Walk, and this is from 1910. This really is a nod to William Morris, to Charles Boise. It's really a paper of the arts and crafts movement. And you can see we've changed it very little. We have scaled down the flower slightly. And the colourways we've done in this one are really quite elegant colourways. So the first is the Nordic. And here you can see we've picked out the light peach blossom in the flowers. We've got a slightly more muted, darker tone that works really well in combination. We have the Urbane Grey, which picks out the leaves here. And if you want a pop of colour, why not go for the apple? It's just about the proportion of colour you use there. Okay, and you can see here that we've accessorised with the black as well, which works really well. The black and the white. If you really like the design but you want something a bit more neutral, you could try this one. It's based on the whites, it's the slate limes, it's the clays, it's the mushrooms, and it's got this really lovely pearly sort of iridescent effect to it as well. So you still get that depth even though it's lacking the brighter colour. You could try the blue and the yellow, something a little bit more classic. Or a more citrusy, more sort of acidic look. The green and the yellow. And we've picked out the Edith Side there as well, and the light gold as well, you can see there. But pair it with the white lead on opposing walls, would look superb. And lastly, in this design, we have the ash. Now this one in isolation looks quite traditional, but actually pairing with chocolate colour on the woodwork, again, a really contemporary, sophisticated design. So this is Brook Street. This is from 1895. And this was actually found in a street where at different times George Frederick Handel, the composer, lived, and Jimi Hendrix also lived. And this particular paper was found in Jimi Hendrix's house. So as you can see, it has a Gothic look to it, sort of curvaceous cane-like trellis. It's got metallic to it. It's got a really sort of reflective quality and a nice depth of colour. And this is the original, so we've changed it very little. And you can see here we've used the black on the woodwork, the Lampblack, which works really well, and the Tuscan red on the woodwork. We have the Lampblack here, which you can use in combination. The Tuscan red, as I said there, on the woodwork. Or if you want a more neutral tone on the walls, why not try the Stone Dark Warm? Okay. This is a much flatter print, and you can see that we've kept the texture in the design here, and it's got that brush-like quality in the background as well. Okay, we also have the yellows, the fedora. We have the Palazzo, which is the grey, the more silvery looking paper. We have the greens. Really nice, again, the Borrington green, the sage green, really soft greens, the ullas. And of course, the blues. So we have the Hicks blue here that we've tied in really nicely, the serpentine and the fescue. Okay. The next design is the new Bond Street, and this is from 1690. And this is the oldest surviving document in the English Heritage Archive. And this is based on a piece of leather. So this is a stamped piece of leather. It would have been made in panels, they would have been sewn together and then hung on the wall as a hanging. And these would have actually been painted as well, as you can see here. So we've tried to keep that sort of quality in the look by using this technique, which is the gravure technique, and it's more photographic, as you can see. Got a really good quality of graphic there, and we've kept the crackling, this sort of aged look in the background, just to reflect the original document. And you can see here how it works. It works really nicely, again, with these dark tones. These are really popular right now. These sort of lamp blacks and these muted greens. And we've done it in a neutral, so a neutral background here for the scroll. The burnish, which is a particular favourite. So we've got the linen wash you could use on opposing walls. The Portland stone family work really, really well with this design and just bring out that gold in the design. And then, as I said before, the Lampblack, of course, is really popular at the moment for woodwork. Okay. We have the green. Yeah, you can see, obviously we have greens to tie in nicely with the most recent green colour card. Okay, I'm getting to the end now, but we have the Lauderdale here from 1820. And this one is taken from Lauderdale House, which overlooks Hampstead Heath. And this is a really nice take on a stripe. Originally it would have been stenciled. And you can see here the original. We've changed it ever so slightly. And you can see here that we've used the Lampblack on the woodwork. So the Lampblack ties in really nicely. A suggestion here is the invisible green, which could work really well. And of course, the Portland stone family work perfectly with this one. We also have a grey colourway, if you fancy something a little bit more grey, a bit cooler. We have the blue as well, something a little softer. Okay, and you can see here the warmer colour of the stock and the stripe with the aquamarine mid and the aquamarine. And then lastly we have the Lower George Streets from 1810, and as you can see it's a star design. The stars are all irregular, which is really lovely about this design. it doesn't have a formality to it. Because the stars are irregular, it's very, very relaxed in its look, and it can be combined really nicely there with the dark green from the park. Here you could create a nice sweet combination with the confetti on opposing walls. The Daughters to Pink family work really well in combination as well. And if you want to, again, create something a little bit more modern on the woodwork. Okay. We have more neutral tones here as well. So we have the creamy colours. We have the yellows and the golds. The greens and the golds, based on Salix, a paler version of Salix. And last but not least, yes, you can see here we've got the reflective quality, so we've got the gold on there as well. That's really nice, particularly for a star design. And of course, the blue, which again works really well, and you can use this on a ceiling, I think. So you could potentially use a Portland stone colour. So if we have a Portland stone colour here, something like this on the opposing walls, and Hicks blue on the skirting board, and then put that on the ceiling as a feature and really make a nice feature of the ceiling. Okay. And that's it for London Wallpapers 5. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation.